Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The good book says, we should feed the poor and the needy because as much as you've done it to the least of these, you've done it unto me. And that's a commission which the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints takes very, very seriously. As a matter of fact, so seriously, they had a very special day recently. Joining me now to talk more about that and its commission, its mission, is Kathie Daniel, the National Communications Director. Good morning to you, Kathie.
Good morning, Pearson. How are you doing?
I'm well. Good to see you again. Have I framed this correctly? As much as you've done it to the least of these, you've also done it unto me?
Pretty darn close, yes.
I like you. I like you. And so the work of Jesus, the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints is to be a part of its community and to go out to minister to its community in many ways. And so recently, you would have had the International Day of Service. Talk to me a little bit about that and what does that mean to the church?
One tiny correction. The name of the church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Right.
And our mission really is to help everyone come unto Christ.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that everyone on this planet is a son or daughter of our Heavenly Father. And his Son, Jesus Christ, saved the world from sin and death through his atoning sacrifice. And so, through Jesus invites everyone to come unto him, to follow his commandments, and to become more like him. And one of the ways that we can do that, as you mentioned, is by serving other people. If you look through the New Testament, you will see that Jesus helped people. He fed the hungry. He raised the dead. He turned water into wine, which I thought would have made him very popular in certain circles, but apparently not. No, all joking aside though,
Yes.
every year the Worldwide Church holds an International Day of Service. And each unit in whichever country, because we're right around the world now, is asked to come up with some sort of community effort to help someone else. Earlier this year, I think you and I had spoken about Clean Up Barbados.
Yes.
Excuse me. That was one way that we had worked to help Barbadians, because this is where we live. And we are all sons and daughters of our Heavenly Father. And even though we may have different spiritual beliefs, think about it. If you're a parent, you have more than one child, you don't want them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to squabble because kids are kids, but you don't want some of this horrible so-called religious-based abuse that we see around the globe now. That's not what we are about. We are about helping each other because we're all here. My personal belief, this isn't church, this is Kathie talking, is that if Heavenly Father wanted to, he could have put us all on a separate planet, each person on one planet, but he didn't. So there's however many billion of us here together, and I think we're supposed to get along.
Yes.
So the International Day of Service was the 29th of October, and all around the globe, Latter-day Saints were doing things to help each other.
Mm-hmm. And so
for us,
in Barbados, what did the church do to help each other?
Well, we have made a connection with the Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness. They run a shelter in Bridgetown, which is to aid, people who literally have no place to go. And it's really sad to think of how many people are in need of these services. And like everything else, this costs money.
Yes.
So we were in touch with them. We were able to find out from them what they needed. And so on that Saturday morning, the three branches of the church around the island got together, well, each branch separately, and packed hampers of items like toiletries, toothpaste, toothbrushes, non-perishable foods like crackers or canned items, so that these people will have something. Yeah, there you go. Those are some of the pictures from the three branches.
Yes.
Let me shout out Massey Stores. Have to give a shout out to Massey because we spoke to them. We knew we had an idea of what we wanted to do, having been in touch with the shelter, and we had an idea of the quantities of items that we wanted. So we went to Massey stores, and they were able to give us very good prices. And on top of that, they donated the Massey bags. So those wonderful green bags with the pretty
Yes.
illustrations on it,
Yes.
that's part of the project, and those were donated by Massey.
As I
So
watch
we
the
are very
pictures,
grateful.
yeah, as I watch the pictures, I see a good mixture of ages, but a predominant amount of young people who are smiling while doing this as well. And I'm sure this is part of the inculcating of a particular attitude within the young people who attend your church.
Yes, definitely. We have a structured church where there are classes for all ages and stages. And it doesn't matter when you join. I joined as a big hardback woman. So, and it made I don't know, a huge difference in my life. But for our youth, I don't know about you, how you manage working in the news industry, but it is terrifying to me as a human being and as the mother of a young man to constantly hear about the shooting, the deaths, the violent crime, all of this stuff happening all across the globe, but of course right here in Barbados. I mean, whew. So if we
Yes.
can show our children a different path, help them to understand that by helping each other, by following Christ, by loving each other in some way, showing that love. It's not about sitting down in church on a Sunday and singing hymns and going, oh, yes, I love you. That's so
Yes, yes.
wonderful. No, it's about getting out and doing. It is a verb.
Yes, it is indeed.
Okay?
And being of service, not just to yourself, but to others as well. And looking beyond oneself, because oftentimes we want to search the crowd and look for someone who's like us, thinking it makes it a whole lot more comfortable for us now to reach out. But when you go beyond yourself to see another person in need, regardless of their state, then you recognize that you're truly doing it unto me. And then you realize the own satisfaction that you actually get from having reached out beyond yourself. And that's what I see you guys do very,
Very
very
much.
often.
Yes. If you think about it, you see a lot of young men and young women, and they'll have the black missionary badge on.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about those young men and women. They leave their homes wherever they are, all over the world. I've been graced to meet missionaries from Fiji, from Tonga, various parts of the United States, other islands in the Caribbean. They say goodbye to their families and they leave home for it's between 18 months to 2 years. And during that time, they are full-time dedicated missionaries going out there and in some cases knocking on doors, speaking to people that they have never met before. And heaven knows what kind of reception they're going to get.
Yes.
I've been out with them a few times. And let me tell you something, big bad Kathie that thinks she's so tough. I was so
Yes.
nervous when I had to go and knock on that first door.
Yes.
I laughed at myself. I said, wow, this takes courage. And I admire these young men and women. They come out and they give it their all. And they have such a good time doing it. It's
Yes, yes,
wonderful.
yes. When you think about it, and you really put it into context when you look at Jesus' life. He sacrificed. He left home. He left the comfort of his parents' home and traveled wherever his feet could take him. And so he lived elsewhere. He did service to people, and they were all strangers. And imagine paralleling your life with that and the satisfaction that comes from that. And not just from you personally, but think of your Heavenly Father, how pleased He must possibly be with
Oh,
the fact
yes.
that you're doing this in His honor, in His name as well. That has to be a tremendous, consequence of your decision. And so I know that's what your church is doing every single day when we see the guys on the road. And I want to encourage Barbadians not to look at them with scorn or fear, because they're just doing missionary work, trying to reach souls that are lost, which is what your day of service is truly all about, your whole activity of service.
Yes. As I said, we also have other programs that we're working closely with the shelter, the BAEH, Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness, to help the people most in need. I don't know what it's like not to have some place to sleep. Okay, I don't know what it's like not to know where my next meal is coming from. I have no clue what that feels like. But other people are out there suffering. We have so many people that are struggling. And the last 2.5, 3 years with the pandemic and all the economic upheaval, that did not help.
Yes.
So, when we look around and we see we can do something, it can be as simple as donating a can of tuna. I mean,
Yes, yes, yes. And so if anybody, as you put it that way, I know there are going to be other opportunities for you to continue giving and feeding. If there's anyone watching who wants to make that donation, how do they contact you?
They can look in the phone book for the church. I'm sorry, I don't have the phone number
That's
in
all
front
right.
of me. But the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it's in the phone book, and there's the mission office, which is down on the South Coast on Highway 7, and they will be happy to put you in touch. Or just ask around, because we've got 3 branches: Oistins, Rendezvous, and Black Rock. So chances are you might know somebody in your neighborhood or around that
Yes,
knows them, that
yes.
knows us, and can help get in touch with us.
For all it's
We're also
worth,
on Facebook. We're on Facebook.
for all it's worth, Kathie, thank you so much. I really want to thank yourselves at the church as well for continuing to follow your mission as Latter-day Saints. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, in their community service, really being of service to our community as well. And this service day that happened was a resounding success. More opportunities are going to be abounding. We'll keep contact with you as you keep us abreast of the plans and the activities of the church as well. Thank you so much, Kathie, for joining
Thank you.
us. You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
You're very
It was
welcome.
an honor.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning.